Presenting North Alabama at its best, this is the Fox 54 Week in Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. Thanks as always for streaming with us this weekend. Habitat for Humanity is in the business of lifting community members up, and this past week it was women lifting tools and raising walls for one another. It was also move-in day for college students across the region. We'll peek in on the milestone event for new UNA students. And one disease that knows no borders is addiction. This week, area recovery centers grouped together for a charity walk spreading awareness. We'll take you there. But first, if you're interested in renting your house out on Airbnb and similar services, and you live in the cities of Huntsville or Madison, you'll want to make sure you can do so legally. We found that some neighborhoods aren't zoned for short-term rentals.
Anyone wishing to rent a property on short-term rental websites like Airbnb and HomeAway must receive a permit from the city of Huntsville prior to listing. But in the city of Madison, the rules are currently a little different. Our Jasmine Bird has more on what you need to know about legally hosting Airbnbs in Huntsville and Madison.
Within the city of Madison, short-term rentals, Airbnbs, things of that nature are not permissible in the city yet. Our planning department, as well as our council, knows that that's a growing issue in the city.
City of Madison Communications and External Affairs Officer Samantha Manuson says they're looking to eventually create ordinances around that type of business. However, currently,
when people come into the city asking or looking for a business license to have a property of that nature, they currently will be denied.
Madison County resident Leslie Stout currently rents out the mother-in-law suite in her primary residence.
So when our guests arrive, we have a special parking spot just for them. We have a gate with a lock custom code for each guest.
Stout says guests can come and go freely, and they also have access to the entire backyard space and pool.
They have their own door, their own entrance into the space. It's completely separate from our main living part of the home.
So is this actually legal?
So our property is actually not within city limits. We're not inside of Huntsville or Madison. We're just county, which is really great for us. We do have our own business license. We have, attorneys, accountants, all that kind of stuff to make sure we're operating totally legally.
On the other hand, in the city of Huntsville, this is what you need to know. Essentially, short-term rentals can locate anywhere a hotel or a motel can locate per the city's zoning ordinances. This pretty much excludes traditional residential neighborhoods where no commercial activity exists. And if you look at the city zoning map, the only residential zone that allows hotels is R2B. However, hotels and short-term rentals are allowed in most commercial zones. For links to this map and other information in this story, visit fox54.com. In Huntsville, Jasmine Bird, Fox 54 News.
Well, one Huntsville-based company is leading the effort on improving internet infrastructure in the state, and it's due to more than $1.4 billion awarded to us from the passage of President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law. Adtran is using the funds to expand its production of broadband infrastructure equipment like fiber optic cabling. It'll be the first American company to increase domestic manufacturing of these kinds of tools. Local, state, and federal officials you see there took a tour of the assembly room to show the progress and commemorate the occasion.
At NTIA, our administration is working to ensure that the products that are used to deliver the Internet for All program, those products from steel to fiber optic cable to network electronics like we're talking about today, we are going to ensure that they're all manufactured by workers here in America. If it can be made in America, it should be made in America. That's what the president called for in his State of the Union earlier this year, and that is what we are delivering on here today.
Now, living in the digital age means hackers and cyber terrorists are constantly trying to steal information from all of us, including our employers. And so next month, the annual National Cyber Summit will be held here in Huntsville. But today, Mayor Tommy Battle, Summit leadership in Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering, met to give us a preview of what cyber dangers we all face. Our Jasmine Bird was there. And Jasmine, how preparing for cyber bomb threats?
Yes, Kenesha, this is a very interesting topic. Every company needs cybersecurity experts to protect themselves from hackers. And this year's National Cyber Summit will focus on how the city will address this challenge through a new program targeting K-12 educators and students.
When you go to the doctor, you're filling out all that information and they're putting that information that you fill out into a computer. That computer needs to be protected.
Co-president and ASCTE program ambassador Kiara Richardson believes it's important to protect people's personal and private information.
So having people that can secure that information and make sure it stays secure is where I'm really focused on right now.
Cyber Huntsville President Jamie Miller adds that cyber threats are changing constantly.
Almost every minute there's new threats that are coming out online, attacking different threat vectors.
That's exactly why the city of Huntsville is happy to host the summit. And
we have a real privilege this year to actually have a specialized track. It's called our Workforce Development in K-12 track. We're focused on bringing cyber teachers. We're talking about cyber curricula. The whole idea is to really close the gap in cybersecurity. We also have the privilege of the state of Alabama creating a specialized grant that will pay for all Alabama public school teachers to attend the National Cyber Summit for free.
Miller believes things like identity theft and fraud are only going to become more pervasive over time as these new technologies for machine learning and artificial intelligence come online. So what are some of the best practices to combat this?
Best practices are, don't use, I love my wife or something as your password. I mean, do generally a passphrase.
Exactly. And another thing to note is always use two-factor authentication, especially on social media. Also use really complex passwords and change them frequently. By the way, the 14th Annual National Cyber Summit will be held at the VBC September 20th and 21st.
Just about 4 months' time, the Huntsville High School Band will be in merry old England performing at London's New Year's Day Parade. It's estimated to cost each student, teacher, and chaperone at least $4,000 to make the trip, so you better believe the band is ramping up the fundraising efforts. There's several ways you can chip in to help the band get to London. Just head over to this story on FOX54.com to learn more.
Decatur City Schools is issuing its own safety recall over USB-C cables. The district says a generic USB-C cable was responsible for an electrical short recently. So as a safety precaution, all unbranded cables of that type must be replaced. The head of technology for the district says the district is being proactive because they're dealing with lots of expensive equipment.
Decatur City is asking that if you have this cord, please return it to the school. We will properly dispose of that cord and a replacement will be issued to you and your student as they become available.
Brand name cables like Apple or Amazon Basics are exempt from this recall. If you're curious if your cable is safe to use, there is a way to check. Just head on over to our Fox 54 website.
Cars pull up, carts move in, and just like that, the next chapter begins.
I'm excited and I'm just ready to meet new people.
For UNA freshman Abigail Scott, today is met with enthusiasm for the future. But for her dad, it's a reminder of the moment she was brought into this world.
She's the baby girl, though, compared to my two older sons, so it's a little bit harder when the baby girl leaves.
Abigail and her dad were among the thousands of people on UNA's campus this morning.
We're moving Abigail in.
With tons of volunteers helping more than 2,200 students call the university their home.
I love the energy in the air today. It's exhilarating for the upcoming freshmen.
And first-year student enrollment being consistent with years past, along with more off-campus UNA housing ready to go.
If they've asked for a room, they have one available.
This move-in anticipation is not only felt by the freshmen, it's nostalgia for the volunteers.
Being here helping makes me wish that I could go back.
With heat, humidity, and heavy lifting, there's also some magic and wisdom in the air for new students like Abigail.
Make the best out of what she can be and live life to the fullest.
Enjoy every single minute of it. It will change your life.
Make connections, get involved. You never know where life leads you. You can meet a friend and they can end up being the closest person you'll have to you.
As the carts enter the dorms and the cars prepare to leave, it's a moment for a proud father to know, although goodbye can be painful, the opportunities are endless for his daughter.
I think she'll make a huge impact on somebody one day.
I'm just excited. I'm ready to get started.
Congratulations to all the incoming freshmen. What an incredible journey you have ahead. In Florence, Sedona Meadows, Fox 54 News.
Well, today, Alabama A&M University welcomed a record-breaking freshman class. The class of 2027 is the largest in AAMU history, with more than 2,000 first-time students starting classes this week. Students from 35 states and 7 countries are entering the university as freshmen. And earlier this year, Alabama A&M received a record number of 15,000 applications, reflecting a 30% increase in applicants compared to the previous recruitment cycle. The university also saw an uptick in transfer applications, up about 16%.
Blessed to have the opportunity to be a part of one of the biggest freshman class that Alabama A&M. It made me feel like I'm already a part of history, and I just got here.
My classes they're going great, actually. The professor, she's very kind, very welcoming.
Oh, I know it's going to be so fun. Like the football games, all the sports, I'm going to be there.
You can see the excitement. Well, congratulations and good luck to the freshman class of 2027.
Athens Limestone County Public Library and the Limestone County Chamber of Commerce are partnering to bring a new podcast to the community. With this podcast, you will hear stories about what's on the horizon for small and large businesses in Athens and Limestone County, and so much more. The Chamber is also doing a public survey on their Facebook where the community will help choose a creative podcast name.
Several of the names and let you know who's winning, what title is winning right now, but they are Mind Your Business, Mind Your Own Business, Let's Talk About It, Inside Track, and This Is Us, and Open for Business. The title that's winning right now is Open for Business and Mind Your Business.
Love those titles. The first podcast is expected to air on August 24th.
At least 1,518 lives have been lost to drug overdose in Alabama from February 2022 to February 2023, according to provisional data from the CDC. These flags representing those individuals who are no longer with us, and the scary truth of addiction. That's why the nonprofit Not One More Alabama is dedicated to providing resources and support for those working to recover.
Just alleviating the stigma, trying to put this stuff out in the open, letting families and people know that recovery is possible, being a resource to give family resources for treatment, for recovery meetings, whatever that might look like.
Today marks the 6th annual End Addiction Walk here in Huntsville, a time for friends and families to remember their loved ones lost to accidental overdose or addiction.
I had a buddy who went to a sober living up here and he actually overdosed, so it really kind of hits home. So I feel like I'm out here kind of supporting him.
And a place of hope for those in recovery.
We can we grow stronger together, you know, so we can hopefully continue to just fight this addiction.
I've been in recovery for 12 years now, and so initially got clean and sober in Huntsville, so I like coming back up here and seeing a lot of the people that I love and cherish and being able to support, you know, this movement.
I've just celebrated 5 years clean, so of course lost myself, right, and so recovery journey's been getting me back and getting more than I've ever had.
Around 40 recovery and support resources gathered on Big Spring Lawn, including Narcotics Anonymous, which is a global 12-step program centering around the disease of addiction, while also being a community support group.
It's what I call home. You know, it's where I found my freedom.
This event serving as a reminder.
We're never alone.
And for those battling addiction, recovery is possible.
It's okay to ask for help. I think that's where it starts. That's usually the first step.
Don't give up. We can do it. They can do it.
Get Fox 54 Plus for Roku and Fire TV. Watch local newscasts live or on your schedule, plus exclusive specials like Weekend Review, a recap of the week's top stories. Fox 54 Plus, live, local, and always on.
Brickmasters, here we are again asking our builders to create something beautiful and then destroying it.
Thursday, September 28th, Lego Masters is back with a colossal new season.
That is huge.
And all the drama you can handle.
Get out of here.
We have a problem.
It's literally sink or swim.
Please float, please float, please float.
We got a minifig down.
Lego Masters season premiere Thursday, September 28th on Fox.
How does some extra Christmas shopping money sound? If you're one of the nearly 2 million people who filed state taxes for 2021, you just might get some. The Revenue Department approved rebates, $150 for single filers and $300 for couples. Payments for qualified taxpayers are due to begin November 30th for those on direct deposit.
Big celebration at the Hazel Green Walmart today. It was the store's grand reopening. Store associates marked the occasion with a ribbon cutting and a community-inspired mural unveiling by local artist Lexi Austin. Born and raised in Huntsville, Lexi is a local artist and school librarian. She depicts Hazel Green's history and bright future. The produce, especially the apple slushies from Scott's Orchard, were a favorite memory of hers.
Little hidden gems that I hid in the mural that people can look for. There are 4 farms out in Hazel Green that are particularly dear to my heart that I have special memories with. And so I hid the letters of their names, the first letter of their names, in various spots around the mural.
Yesterday I was here and this was not on the wall. When I come in today and it's here and it's beautiful.
Wow, well, you may recall the initial mural depicted a scene from Hazel Green, Wisconsin, and was painted by someone else. So Walmart quickly rectified the problem and hired Lexi to give everyone the local mural.
Here at Toyota Field, for once, we're not talking about baseball. We're talking about the city of Madison's growth.
We have worked together to solve a wonderful problem, and that's growth. If you don't figure out how the schools can work with the city and then mesh with the outside agencies, you're just never going to be successful.
We knew that the community was going to be growing, but we could not have expected the number of residents that would be moving here, but also the number of businesses.
It's only fitting that the Celebrate Madison event hosted by the city's Chamber of Commerce is at this multi-use investment, showing just how much has been added in the last few years alone.
Not only do we get to enjoy Trash Panda baseball, but there's so many other things, whether it's Christmas lights or the big fair, that we as a community get to benefit from.
This event is all about celebrating the history of the city while looking ahead to the future.
For years, we've solved the growth problem, kept our schools strong, working hard to continue to tread water on infrastructure. And again, the product just continues to be what parents want for their families.
Family is a big focus here.
Our mission is to plant your roots, so you'll see here tonight families here with their kids, and we are here to truly be the community that we are in Madison. You live in Madison because we're the #1 school district in the state of Alabama.
Madison is now our forever home, which is the first time we've said that ever.
A city that keeps on growing, a place that focuses on not only kids, but adults now too.
People will continue to look forward to a new community center, obviously the interchange, a lot of recreational pieces, because Madison has always been about kids, but now as we mature, I'm one of them, we now have adult sports and adult activities that we need to focus on. Our city has planted deeper roots, which means that we need to continue to focus on things that our community needs as we grow.
At Toyota Field in Madison, Sedona Meadows, Fox 54 News.
It's hot, it's humid out here, but that has not stopped these women from not only raising spirits, but also raising walls.
I see that I have that love, the support from everyone, and I don't know them and they don't know me, but you know, we're coming together, learning each other, learning how to do something new that we've never done before.
Normally my job involves sitting at a desk in front of a computer, being out here outdoors and actually nailing a nail into wood feels so good.
Although you see all these women building up walls, they're also breaking down barriers in the process.
Construction is still very much a male type of work.
This volunteer construction is part of the nonprofit Habitat for Humanity of the River Valley's 2023 Women Build Project.
We are women in this community coming together to work with other women to build for a woman, a young woman, a single mom who is completely deserving of it.
That single mom is Tatiana Smith, who will soon be able to call this development her new home.
I'll be able to provide for my child and it's affordable and a safe environment.
Affordable housing being a part of Habitat's mission.
It's important, especially right now with rent and mortgages so sky high, that still be a place where people can apply and be able to afford their mortgage.
And building this home for Tatiana is what's driving all these women to do the work.
It's been a really good and rewarding experience.
It's just a blessing to see everyone come out here and help me.
Many of these volunteers have already given several hours of their time while getting to know each other in the process.
It's a good way to get attached to other women in the community and to change somebody's life.
This project not only changing Tatiana's life, but her 5-year-old son's life as well.
It's an amazing feeling to just see my son smile.
And as she raises the wall to her new home, she has a message to other hardworking women who may feel discouraged.
There's going to be times that you may want to quit, but you have to look at the outcome and keep pushing, and you'll get there.
What an incredible experience it's been to witness all these women coming together and supporting one another and building this home. And the home is scheduled to be ready during the holidays. In Huntsville, Sedona Meadows, Fox 54 News.
All right, so Huntsville is keeping up with the trend of adding mixed-use living to growing neighborhoods. But what the people want is affordability, and the city is looking for a way to do so.
Affordability for housing is an issue nationwide. I'm not sure any city has found a solution, right?
The struggle to find affordable living is not just a problem felt in the Rocket City.
I mean, everybody's looking at it a little different. I think one of the growing trends that you're seeing across the U.S., it's having some impact, is allowing a higher density bonus count.
Density bonuses are often granted to buildings that accommodate a fair share of affordable units for working families. It encourages the production of affordable housing by allowing developers to build more units than would ordinarily be allowed due to the underlying zoning code.
So, if zoning, for instance, for a tract of land, let's say, would allow a 400-unit multifamily complex, we may give you a 20% bonus in density, so you can add, another 80 units, but those have to meet certain thresholds of affordability.
But who would qualify?
The affordability unit's based on income, so you would come in, show proof of your income, and you would qualify for that rate. So you would have mixed income, if you will, in that complex.
Like all plans, it takes a lot to get started, but the city is working through all possible solutions.
So we're looking at options like that and different options too. City's certainly not in the real estate business trying to drive, private industry and private market equity groups and what they do. But we also care about our citizens, and affordability is a key topic we're going through right now.
For Fox 54 News, I'm Ken McCoy.
The Alabama Department of Public Health's latest advisory might have you tossing back the fish you caught to eat. A surge in mercury levels has the ADPH putting many fish in the Tennessee Basin on a, quote, do not consume list, and recommends you limit how much you eat the fish you catch. To see what areas and fish you should avoid, visit fox54.com. Researchers at UAH are leading the effort to help develop an international standard to prevent drones from injuring people. This will help the Federal Aviation Administration codify a, quote, means of compliance, which basically makes sure aircrafts meet the requirements to be accepted by the FAA. This code determines if a drone can potentially injure people by evaluating designs for safety defects. Well, a big partnership between two counties is helping hundreds of students at Athens State. The Decatur-Morgan County Chamber of Commerce has entered into a new learning partnership with Athens State University. This partnership will offer reduced tuition for employees of their more than 800 member businesses. Benefits of the learning partnership include a 10% tuition discount on all classes, waived application fees, and evaluation of previously earned educational credits, and training for consideration of transfer credit.
Many of our students are coming to us and they are working because they need to pay bills.
What it will mean to the business community is that they will have a direct connection to Athens State.
We are also offering a 20% tuition discount to members of this learning partnership if they are registered and paid for classes by the end of November.
Benefits will also extend to the parents, spouse, and children of their members. The Decatur-Morgan County Chamber of Commerce is the university's first chamber learning partner. Mayor Tommy Battle was at Low Mill this afternoon to announce what's coming for Huntsville Music Month. The Music Fun will kick off on September 1st through the 3rd with a free 3-day concert series at Big Spring Park. Other events for the remainder of the month include an expansion of Women in Music Weekend to a full week and a month-long instrument drive benefiting local schools. Mayor Battle says the star power coming to the Rocket City is truly making Huntsville a music city.
The caliber of shows being booked at the Orion, the VBC, Mars Music Hall, and other great venues, we're becoming a destination spot for people who like all kinds of music.
Well, the full calendar features more than 100 different events, plenty of chances for you to find a favorite artist or a new discovery. We have all the details on fox54.com. If you haven't had a chance to check out Huntsville Botanical Gardens Origami in the Garden, you still have time. Santa Fe artists Jennifer and Kevin Box are the masterminds behind the 18-piece collection. The exhibit is open through next weekend. After that, these massive sculptures inspired by the Asian art of origami will travel on to the next destination. Rebecca Turk with Huntsville Botanical Garden says she's also been working to highlight the exhibit.
Our horticulture team actually did planting designs all around all of these origami pieces that bring it to life even more. So it's something that you really need to see because they really pop this time of year and creates a whole different experience.
Really beautiful. Well, get this, there's also free audio tours. You can hear the artist's interpretation of each piece. The event is included with regular admission to the garden. That ends another look at the past 7 days here on the Week in Review. You can find us weekends here on Fox 54 Plus on our station YouTube page and online at fox54.com. Remember, as the school year kicks back into gear, so is our series, The Valley's Top Teacher. We want to spotlight the most dedicated educators fostering the minds of your children. So if you have a teacher you'd like to see on our newscasts, send us a message. Head to the Valley's Top Teacher section on fox54.com. I look forward to hearing from you. For now,